Welcome. We are back at it again. Today's the purpose of this whole thing was really to come in here to talk about our experience this weekend. Definitely that night was a complete fail, like I said, in regards to those two locations that I went to, only because of the time frame. So ladies, if you are trying to find somebody and you really want to find somebody outside of the online dating world and you want to meet people genuinely, because if maybe you've been on so many online dates and you feel that, for me personally, I've dated people online, offline, and I think online really sucks. Like, I think everybody who's on there, no matter if they're saying like, oh, I'm looking for a serious relationship, they're also looking to get, they're looking to get a little piece of the pie.
Hey, I want to get you laid.
I feel like when you go on these online dates with these men and you allow them to have a one night stand with you, even though in the beginning of the conversation it was in regards to having long-term relationship to marriage, understanding what kind of relationship do you want to go to. I think, like, for me, there's no more dating. It's now I'm in the process of marriage. I am not dating to just date somebody. I'm not dating somebody for the term of a long-term relationship. Long-term relationship can be an excuse for them to elongate this relationship. If you're saying like, this is my boyfriend and we're in this long-term relationship, like, that's nothing. That's literally gonna be long term. Like, we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend long term. No, I'm personally in my life in the purpose of marriage. So if I'm in a relationship with somebody, we're in a relationship for marriage. We're not no longer, just in a relationship because we're gonna be boyfriend and girlfriend. Like, I don't got time for that. I'm literally a wife. And I feel that in my heart. I feel like, women, we have dreams, hopes, and dreams. My dream is to be relationship wise, and my dream is to be a wife. I'm somebody's wife. I am not somebody's girlfriend. I am not somebody's fiance. I am somebody's wife. And of course, you got to go through the stages of being somebody's girlfriend, to being somebody's fiance, to being somebody's wife. And so life takes stages, and I'm okay with that, but it's not going to be a long-term stage when it comes to that. The only long-term stage I'm doing is marriage, and that's forever, and until death do us part. Correct? Right. So that's what I'm talking about. Like, and I think from last night's experiment, I think what's best for us women, especially if you're dating for marriage, you should be out there at a reasonable time. Now, that time frame, I was out there probably 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock isn't the best time. Like, especially if you want to find somebody. And it was a Friday night, and obviously, everybody's out. So you're gonna have couples, you're gonna have single women who are all having the same idea at the same time and can be at the same location. And so sometimes it's like, hey, and depending, this is all gems, lady, depending where you live, sometimes you got to go outskirt. I think that it's important for us to figure out where we're going to go before we go. It's like, we need a plan. All right, so the first plan is this. We're gonna find a location where we could be able to meet people. There will be people, there will be single people, there will be people who are there not with a whole bunch of people. Maybe they're by themselves. So we gotta think of places that we can go where there is a guaranteed single man there looking, not even looking, but maybe he wasn't looking. Maybe he was just, just enjoying his time. And then boom, here you are. The reason why we do this experiment is because we want them to see us. I think if we're hiding in our home, that's what I've done. I've been hiding in my beautiful home and thinking that someone will approach me. maybe I'll go to the grocery store and somebody will approach me there. And people have approached me multiple times. And my whole thing has been, leave me alone. Like, I don't really want to talk to you. I'll be like, yeah, you know.
Can I holler at you? Can I holler at you? Can I holler?
Running out of the place because it's like, are you scared? Why aren't you like, you know, trying to like at least be friendly? You don't know what this person can give you. And that's another thing, ladies. Stop giving up on people who's just like, you know, just because maybe they don't look the part. Okay, they may have to look the part because that's important to me too. Okay, what's important to me is a lot of things. Like, you know, wealth is kind of important. Like, I need you to have money because literally I don't need a Dusty. I don't need someone who's looking for a 50-50 relationship. Be honest with yourself. Like, I don't want that. Do I want him to be a millionaire? No. Let me tell you why. I've dated personally guys who were super successful. And I think that was the only, especially moving to California, when I started taking dating really seriously. Because when I lived in the East Coast in Boston, I literally was only dating Dusties. Because I literally, when I wanted to go out to eat, I would be the one paying for my dude that I thought was my dude. Really just do stupid things. I allowed, you know, one of my boyfriends to cheat on me, and I took him back and was dating him again after sorry. And no. I literally had a child with a loser. Sorry, but he was. I was young. It's the honest truth. I was so young. The problem with that when I was younger is that I was manipulated by these men that they can offer me something that they were just all talk. Everything was just talk. And continuously, I have experienced men just telling me beautiful things like, I want to marry you. You're going to be like, you know, we're going to spend the rest of our life together. I'm going to offer you this. Like, you don't have to worry about anything. I want to fully take care of you. I'm going to be a provider. Oh, I love you. You're so beautiful. Blah, blah, blah. This thing, I mean, these men will manipulate you until you can't breathe anymore. And you're like, oh, these men, they just hurt my heart. I can't take it anymore. Okay, so now guess what? The range is on our hands, and guess what? We're steering the wheel, and it's no longer about you. You can give me all these hopes and dreams, buddy. You can say all the things that you want to say. I don't have time for that. I just can understand that, listen, you're at this point, you're gonna show me who you are from day one. My mom always told me, if a man doesn't bring you flowers or bring you something to show you that he's, you know, extremely interested in you, if they just come empty-handed, like, how could you, like me, I will never go to somebody's parent. I think you should treat me as much as your parent. I know it's not the same relationships. I know that. You don't treat people the same way you would treat your mom. You won't treat people the way that you would treat your sibling. I know that. But for me, if you're interested in me, you're going to go above and beyond. You're going to be sweet, and you're going to do what it takes. You're going to, like, you know, maybe get me flowers. And if you didn't get me flowers, in LA, there's always people who come to your table when you're at the restaurant, and they have flowers in their hands. And if they come over there and ask you, oh, would you like to get a bouquet of flowers? Would you like to get a flower? And that person's like, oh, no, thank you. And you're looking at them and saying, red flag. Be honest. Don't, like, oh, really? He didn't get me flowers when someone, literally, he came empty-handed. Someone helped him out by, you know, bringing the flowers because, you know, this is the kind of energy this woman has. This one, are you gonna get the flowers? And they're like, oh, no, thank you. Dusty. I'm not going on another date with that person because it's so simple to do the sweet. It's just a gesture of the simplest things. I'm telling you, simple things. Like, if that's not happening, then why would I take that person seriously? He's not gonna think of me when I'm not around. I don't give a crap about a text message, a good morning, oh, hi, beautiful. Stop these words. I don't care, because I don't believe you. I don't believe these men and their words. Seriously, I only believe in action. I believe in when you take action and you show, you have proof, you have something, then I believe you. But other than that, these words, I'm gonna marry you, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that, you're gonna live this beautiful life. So women, don't think because you're beautiful that these men ain't gonna treat you like they treat you. And so for that reason, I feel, I'm all over the place with this conversation, but I feel that we have to now, if you're single, and even if you're not, because you're still single legally until you're married. So we have to set the bar high for these guys, because they think that they can get whatever they want. And so can we. Everybody can get whatever they want. But we can't give the man the full range of getting everything that he wants from, oh, he tells you that you're in a relationship with him 10 months later from the relationship when you're done. No, things don't work out that way. So just be upfront about everything and know what you want to do. And so now I'm talking to my single women. What we're gonna do as far as experimenting is going to places at a reasonable time, like I was saying. We're gonna go check out places where, you know, I've heard so many times from women who, you know, like to date affluent men, is to go to country clubs and to go places where like affluent men will be. And so my goal is to go to a country club, and I'm gonna find a local one that's close by to my home or outside of my home, and it really doesn't matter. So we're gonna try those out, and I know you need a membership to go to a country club. So what we're gonna do is go actually to a restaurant inside of the country club, and we'll go to the bar there and see what happens. And so I will take you guys there with me, and we'll test that out and see what happens from there. And then from the country club, I'm just gonna do one place. I'm not gonna jump around. What you should wear to like the country club. I'm trying to think of some cute little outfits. It's like because some of the country clubs, they definitely have golf inside of there. They have so many different things, and it may be a good idea to even join a country club, because then you can see them on a daily basis, and you can, you know, have friends, women friends, men friends. You can really communicate with a lot more people when you're part of a group. So I think being a part of something will definitely help you in your new dating experiment. I think also finding friends who know of people who you would be interested in. If you're looking for people who are kind of similar to you but on a higher level, because you always need to date higher than what you are, because you don't want to be on the same level as them or higher than them. That just makes the relationship worth nothing, especially when you're older and you want to think about your future from 30 to 40, from 60 years from now. You don't want to have a struggle life. I mean, having a struggle life is like the most annoying thing. I mean, I've struggled before because I was a single mother and trying to figure things out in my life, and it was just like struggle after struggle after struggle. So I dated men and I was still struggling, and it's like, why am I dating you if I'm struggling? I don't need a struggle relationship. I don't need a toxic relationship. I need a relationship where I can feel freedom, because that's all you want in this world. It's like, there's so many tests and trials and tribulations here, and you want to feel free. You want to feel like you have someone to protect you, and that's why it's important to have a provider, a protector in your life, which is a man or a woman, depending on what you like. I mean, we're in a new time. I don't know, but I'm talking about men because that's what I like. So yeah, you need, even in that type of thing, you need somebody better than you. You don't need nobody who isn't better than you. That's why when you date better. Each person gets better because your mindset changes, and that's important as well. And so that's why I wanted to come in here and just kind of talk about that, of why it failed that night, is because of the time frame that I went, and also where I sat. It's important to feel confident in yourself. And so if there is, I was rewatching that video and then I spotted a man, I mean, not my type, but just for experiment, I should have just, stood next to him and, asked, excuse me, I noticed that there's no seats, but are you able to order something here? And then, building a conversation. And because sometimes men are scared too, and you're just asking simple questions. You're not saying, hey, so you come here often? No. You don't ask those kind of questions. You ask a question. You literally ask a question. And so that builds confidence in that person to, talk to you and want to know more. Be friendly, ladies. Smile. It's all about body language. If you feel uncomfortable, they can tell you're uncomfortable and they're not going to want to talk to you because they're like, she doesn't want to be bothered. And so understand that. So come in there when you're out there. And when we go to the country club, we're going to be smiling. I mean, I'm going to be recording a little bit, but once I get off the camera, I'm going to put the phone down. I'm going to put it in my purse and I'm going to be smiling, and I might ask a question to the bartender that would make the person next to me be like, oh, well, I have to answer. Somebody will communicate. The way you talk and the way you communicate with somebody else might grab somebody else's attention. So these are all learning things to do when you're out here freestyling. I think that's what this experiment is called, freestyling. It's all about like really just putting yourself out there, feeling confident in yourself. And even if you don't have anybody that spoke to you that day, be proud of yourself because you took the step, just like I did with my YouTube channel, of making just videos right now, of being honest. And at the end of the day, I don't care who follows me. I don't care who's watching. It's for me. And then it's also for my daughter and so I don't want her to know how to date, and I want her to know how to communicate with people and being honest with herself and what she does and doesn't like. And so she doesn't accept just anything, and understanding what red flags are, and just like, I see what it is. I think my daughter definitely learns from my past experience, so she doesn't go through them. And then also she has her own way of doing things. She watches her people around her, not in our family, but outside of our family, spilling the tea of people's relationships. She notices people's relationships and she understands the terminology of what those things are. And she's like, oh, I would never want to date a man that's like that. Oh, she's in a toxic, we'll be watching a movie and she'd be like, oh my gosh, she's in a toxic relationship. I was like, wow, you caught it quick. It took me many years to know what those things were. Experience that. And this one is not going to experience it, nothing. She's going to literally be a tough woman to date because you're going to have to buy her lobster. But anyways, so my next video, I will take you out with me because we are going to go to a country club and we're going to see how that goes. And I'm going to show you everything that I can, like I said. I hope you guys like this video as much as I love making it. I really wanted to talk to the beautiful women out there who are struggling in their relationships or who are struggling being single, who don't know where to go from here. And it's about getting out of your house and going outside and letting people know that you exist because they're looking for you. If you are home, you're not going to find nothing. If you are only going to the grocery store, you're not going to find nothing, because I know that we're at a point in our life where we're working remote and we're, when we don't need to go outside more. And I also found out that what we've done less in these last couple of years is that we've been dating less. Could you imagine? People are not going on dates anymore. So that being said, go outside. I mean, everybody wants you out there. They want to see your beautiful face, and they want you outside so that they can marry you. Because they can't marry you when you're hiding in your house. Okay? Alright guys, I appreciate you taking the time to hear me speak, and hopefully we can make a difference for ourselves and feel happy about where we're at in our relationships, and understanding what's the purpose of our dating and what's the purpose of these relationships that we're trying to have. How long are you gonna wait for this person to want to marry you when you can clearly see that time has been ticking and ticking and ticking, and there's no marriage? Is it because you don't want to be married, or is it because that person doesn't want to be married? Be honest with yourself. If they don't want to be married and you want to be married, the person's not for you. And it's okay, because there's more fishes in the sea. So let's love ourselves. Let's do what's best for ourselves. And let's get out there and let people know we exist. All right, guys, I'll see you in the next video. Thanks for watching.